So
Hey,
basically,
Flip.
it's like,
Okay.
okay, when we go dirt bike riding, you can't hide from me because I can climb the hill and get you.
No,
So
Brian had full control like we were little bitches. Brian used to come up along me. I would start running from him. He'd chase
well,
me.
that's because you're a bully. You were taking out Jimmy McKernan. You play tag with. You were a bully. You'd bring your buddies that could barely ride, and then you'd knock them off and think that was funny.
Oh,
And then
hell no.
yeah, oh no, hell no. You did burnouts on his seat, ripped his bike up, and
That
so
was Manson's fault because he would knock us over.
yeah,
But
well, because you asked
listen,
for it, but
you front brake my ass at third
yeah,
gear.
well, because you tried to tag me, so I'm like, okay, it's on, and you took off running.
You
So I
straight front
chased you
brake
down,
my
and
ass.
I
No,
went to reach over to grab your front brake, and you grabbed it even harder and went over the bars.
he sent me flying third gear tape on
I
track.
didn't have to do a thing. You did it all by yourself.
All right, well, I'm glad now I stuck you on the ice hill at fucking Baldy.
Yeah, that's 2 years later.
God,
That's
I
like,
miss you, dog.
but let's go back to the Mammoth thing. The same year, 90, and I think yeah, 92. Um, anyways, we go up to Mammoth, and I've been up to the mountain a couple times. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm pretty good. Well, now they're locked and loaded. They got Zabo, they got Steve. Oh God, what's his name?
Graham.
Graham.
Yeah.
Graham. I mean, they got a whole crew. Damien, Dana. I mean, all these, badass snowboarders, and like, all right, come on, Manley, go for a road trip with us. All right, cool. I'm going road trip with the pro snowboarders. I get to watch them film these snowboard films. I'm thinking I'm good because John's a filmer. I didn't know that like you had to be a badass pro snowboarder just to film. So we get on the gondola, right? Oh, by the way, we're not hung over or anything because we're full athletes. Spent the whole night partying, go straight to the
Oh,
top of the mountain.
wait. We stuck you in a snowbank. I remember we carried you over.
No, you stuck me
No,
in the snowbank.
Oh, that was you?
yeah, that was you.
You guys stuck me in the snowbank.
We pushed you in the snowbank too,
I
Dana,
was
while you were
trying to
peeing.
take a piss.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
remember.
just picked me and shoved me into that 8-foot wall
Yeah,
that was on the side of
he would
Mammoth
fucking
right there.
talk because he knows exactly what was going on. All right, so
so anyways, the next day we go straight up to the top of the mountain in the gondola. All right, and as soon as we get off, it's like, okay, now we got to take our boards off and hike for like a 45-minute hike across the top of this mountain to this back country. And we get back there, and there's this huge cliff, like, I don't know, it's like 40 foot, and it's huge. And I'm looking, these guys are setting up to jump off it and film. And John's got his gear out, and he's climbing halfway down this cliff. On like, just that alone, I was just going, all right, I'm looking for a way out of here. How am I going to get down this hill? I watched them go off one by one, backflip, spinning, flipping, landing down this hill, and go gone. See ya.
I
Well,
remember
all of a
telling you
sudden,
later.
all of a sudden, that they're all down the hill, and I'm looking around, go, how do I get down this hill? And John takes off. See ya. So I had to like belly slide down a little ways, get on my back, slide down, and then had to jump off this cliff that I was scared for my life. I thought, I'm going to die right now because it was all wind lift out. I was seriously one of the scariest times I've ever had. And you guys are all down there yelling, hurry up, pussy.
And it's all iced. When
Yeah,
you
it was
say
all
wind lift
iced.
out, it's ice. It's ice at the top.
And
Yeah.
I'm goofy foot, so I was heel edged on that hill too. So I can't turn for shit on my heels,
Yeah.
So I was more than happy to take out my frustrations on Dana when we got to the motorcycle part of hanging out with the buddies.
Yeah, the good thing is though, it's like you hanging with us, you have the talent to be able to hang with us. That's why we, not that I wouldn't put you over your head, but like with me, you put me in positions that you wouldn't put other people in, but I owe a lot of the skills I've learned riding from you. You know what I mean? Because the shit you taught me free riding was insane.
Well, I just passed on what my dad taught me when I was a kid, and I started riding with my dad. They were grown men, and they were professional. They were badasses, and they weren't out there on the weekends to wait for some of their buddies' kids. So I had to keep up, and It was scary at times, but I just basically taught you the same thing my dad taught me. It's a little momentum, and downhills are scary, but they're just it's a straightaway with more horsepower, is what he said. It's like, it's just you got straightaway, just got more power now.
Yeah.
Might not stop so easy, but you can do it. It's the can-do attitude. And
Well,
you guys want to see just a couple clips of
yeah, hang on.
Creatures of Habit?
Just in a minute, hang on.
We have it queued up.
Hang on a second. While we're on the subject of the free riding and some of the stuff, I just want to say, like, these people that have seen our movies and watched our movies, I just want to say, people don't realize, like Brian, the Beaumont, the California hills, some of the best riding I'd say in the world, and some of the baddest jumps ever made. A lot of that stuff was pioneered. Comes from you, your teachings, your inner circle of people.
Well, that was my dad and his buddies are the ones that carved all those trails and those hills in the early 70s. Exactly. There was nothing out there. So I was just taking you to the places my dad took me, and I grew up, just happened to, find Albrechts out there that lived out there, and, Antonez and Emig was from Nebraska or one of those.
With Joel Albrecht and the access to Ritchie Canyon, I mean, those were some of the best times I've ever had on a dirt bike, and following you and Joel and the dumb shit you guys used to make me do, but taught me. And that's probably some of the footage we got. Who's all sounds like Darth Vader? Is that Jason or is that Bub?
I think it's Bub.
Bob was in the dark.
Bub's getting all weird, but yeah, dude, I just wanted to say that, like, all these kids nowadays that go out and all these, people out in the hills and stuff, which is awesome, but like, to give credit to the real roots and the real godfather of the hills, I would say goes to your crew. You're, in my mind, from on any Sunday to experiencing that with you, is like a kid seeing that in the movie theater and growing up, riding the dirt bikes, but to the way the hills and the Ritchie Canyons and the Beaumonts and the stuff that, I mean, basically you exposed us to. And, when John and I, you started, filming this movie with us as we're, filming all this stuff. It's the catalyst is just insane. And you deserve, like, the notoriety. But let's watch some of this shit.
Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe play a little bit of Creatures of Habit, maybe like 2 minutes.
Right on. Here we go.
Is that snowboard shit?
Yeah, that's what started it all, man. That's what got us all fired up, because we all watch snowboard stuff.
I used to know how to snowboard a little bit, huh?
Just a little bit. You milked it for a while.
There's a suit I put you in, D.
Oh, shit.
Man.
Oh, Saucer Man.
No, I made Free Dog pay me to fucking wear that suit. That was
Plastic Man. Yeah.
For a shot. We had to do a shot where we were going by people, and I wasn't.
We were at Mount Hood. Yeah.
Remember this thing? Fucking the Caddo. I aired the Caddo out.
That's my granddad's Cadillac.
Yeah, I aired it out.
There's Huntington Beach right there, Brian.
Yeah, that's my old residence.
Yeah. There you are, D.
Where's your Jolt Cola? D always had his Jolt Colas too.
Dude, weren't those fun times though back then?
Oh yeah.
There goes Stethro. See ya.
It's kind of weird because we brought this culture to the motorcycle industry. There's
a big number of Seth right there. That thing's ridiculous. Oh, here's you and Tommy, D.
That was my first car stunt.
Yeah.
Is that Zabo?
Hey, so Brian,
yeah.
Did you watch these movies before we put you guys in on the dirt bike?
Oh yeah. Because I'd already watched the movies, That's why I was pumped to hang out with you guys, because the snowboarders were like bandits, because you guys were blackballed from a lot of the ski areas.
Yeah.
So
they didn't want snowboarders there.
Yeah. And it was a stupid thing. It's kind of like horse people, ski people are like, we're having fun our way and you can't have fun your way. And so you guys are over there going, yeah, screw you. We're going to do it anyways. We'll just go right over here. And what ended up happening, all them lame skiers, their kids wanted to do what you guys are doing. So that's what happened, because, the lame skiers are just like zigzagging through bumps and thinking that's really cool. They're dorks.
Yeah.
You guys are jumping off cliffs, spinning, flipping, and like hiking up backcountry where it takes you an hour to hike up to this place, and then you got to shovel it and hit it one time and hope that you kill it off of it, because if you want to do it again, it's going to take you another hour to hike back up.
Of course, and we do it 10 times.
Right, and I was so impressed with the commitment of it that I was like, these guys are badass.
I will admit, filming the dirt bikes when I had my first camera and I started filming our parties and stuff, and then we started filming all the shit in the hills. Like, it was so much easier for a guy to just hit the jump 5 times instead of like a snowboard guy where you blow the landing and the whole deal, and you got to build a whole new jump.
Plus, we waited for days for perfect Mother Nature
conditions.
But I think
powder down for us, you know, and then the skies would open and you get blue sky, and then we'd be able to film. Other than that, we'd be getting wasted in bars.
Okay, wait a minute. So do you think that you introduced all the pro motocrossers to us in the party you saw, or
it was they a lot of the guys are already watching the videos just because it was, they were badass. I didn't need to introduce them to the videos. It was just I was the first one to really meet you guys, and then just you became friends. So
we introduced I feel like we introduced the lifestyle. We exposed the lifestyle that were you guys, but you couldn't express that in the pits, because I remember
it had to be a secret.
And everybody was like, if you get a tattoo, you get a fine and all that shit. And we're like, what? And like,
that. It was basically, it was the motocross industry at that time was experienced some, pretty significant growth. And so they were getting corporate sponsors like Peak and Splitfire and other outside of the industry sponsors. And they didn't, because they had the black eye of, many years before of the corporate sponsors thinking if you're a dirt biker, you're like a Hell's Angels and you're a hooligan that, is not marketable. They didn't see us as athletes. So basically, we partied, but we were still athletes. We were athletes first, but we still had fun, but you had to keep that, quiet.
So if Kawasaki saw your factory bike turned into a chopper, they wouldn't like that?
No, not really. No. Especially when those triple clamps were like magnesium that like you couldn't buy. But at that point, I didn't really care because I didn't have a factory ride.
That thing's probably one of a kind.
Oh, it absolutely
I don't think it's been replicated.
No, they've tried, but it doesn't work. That's the OG.
You can't replace that picture, though.
No, it's one of my favorites for sure. That was a fun little skit we did.
Why don't we can roll some opening of Crusty 1, Maestro behind the curtain.
Right on. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Oh, nice. Got the music.
You took us to Thor. They helped us out with production.
That was a guy named Wayne Cornelius got the budget for to finish it up.
That's right.
And fortunately, Wayne died before we released the movie. He never got to see it.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, okay. He was a great guy. He used to work for Malcolm Smith Products. He was an outstanding man.
There's the Mets. That's one of Damien's parties there.
Yeah, that's the living room.
Yep.
It's funny.
How did we hook in with Mets? That must have been through you.
No, it was with me. It's like he was part of the crew we were riding with.
Jeremy, you hooked us up with Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy wasn't at this particular party yet, but yeah, Jeremy. That was Deegan and
Eventually.
Metzger. Well, that was Deegan and Metz looking at
That's the Richie
Canyon.
Canyon. that
Yeah,
we're
that's
talking about.
Joel.
Can we go back to? Can you stop this at any time, Maestro?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go back a couple shots to the big wall looking thing.
Big wall.
It's a cliff jump, and it's back about two.
There you
right
go.
there.
All right.
Yeah, freeze it. Just freeze that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before,
That's Joel Albrecht right there. That's one of the most underrated badass dirt bike riders I've ever ridden motorcycles with. He lived in the canyon there. So basically he and Mickey Diamond were the only two guys I could not drop in that canyon. That kid would stay glued to me and go everywhere I could possibly go. And I owned that place. So props to Joel Albrecht.
And this, if you could even go back maybe a frame or so, this is called
Kamikaze. Yeah.
This is just
that right there. Yeah, just the beginning of the jump there.
Wait, one other question: was this you filming the snake trail?
Me?
I don't remember who wore the camera.
Who's wearing the helmet cam?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not sure, but it's following Joel.
Okay, so all right, we'll stop on that first frame of the wall.
Okay.
Maestro, go back the other way. Oh, you pervert! Come on.
Almost right.
Okay, so anyways, that right there was one of the most impressive fucking motorcycle jumps, like back for being a pro snowboarder back in the day. And you guys just ripped that thing, and I don't know how you talked me in. I think it was you talked me into doing it.
It wasn't as dangerous as what you guys do. You guys drop off cliffs, so when you're dropping off,
dangerous as fuck. I didn't
know. Well, it is, but you're going up, so it's a cliff jump. So you're going up, even though you're dropping down the other side. You're not dropping down as far.
I came back down this side though sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's your fault.
You didn't make it.
And but I was the only one dumb enough as somebody that didn't know how to ride a dirt bike. Besides, I think fucking Seth getting already on this thing.
Well, you were Seth before Seth. We didn't get to film a lot of your stuff because you would just go for it because we were riding. Well, you weren't afraid to throw it away going up the hills.
And what I learned was if I did it, everybody had to do it. So
right. Remember, Castile wouldn't do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
I don't mean to throw him under the bus, but he just got inducted into the Stunts Unlimited chapter. Like he's an official badass Stunts Unlimited stuntman. So styrofoam.
Because styro.
I'm giving him a little shit, God bod.
All right.
No, it was impressive that you would go for it because there's a lot of guys that were really good that wouldn't go for it. Like, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna jack my bike up.
The impressive thing about Dave Castillo that we call Styro is he's still doing it. I just talked to him the other day. He's still jumping bikes, jumping.
No, he's one of the most established stuntmen there is in the business. Period. Well, he's solid, man. He's badass.
Hey, what if he has to land in a bin of foam squigglies? He couldn't do it.
He would do it. It would just cost like a couple $100,000. That's all.
Land in a big pile of styrofoam.
Yeah. Well, he does. He lands in boxes when they do those big falls. So.
Oh yeah.
He, when it comes down to it, he'll pull the trigger.
Yeah. No, not. I'm just saying he doesn't like styrofoam.
No, he doesn't. But if it takes getting the shot, he'll deal with styrofoam.
All right. Well, back to those days, those impressiveness of what you and Joel and you're right, Mickey Diamond did. I mean, those were the early catalysts of what we filmed. We started putting in the snowboard movies, and we put those first couple shots in the snowboard movies, like we were talking about, Brian. It was like people were just like, "Holy fuck!" I think it was the shot of you with the double look back. Do we have that?
Yeah, that was in the Creatures of Habit. You did
Well, we do in this one. We have in Dumont Dunes, but we can go to Maestro. Go to the Brian Manley opening 0251.
251.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a chopper.
we can stop on the chopper.
Yeah, stop on the chopper. The chopper. Oh, good old Phil Lawrence. There's
There you go.
Hey, look at that hair
And
man. Look at
Right
that
there.
long hair, dog. Look at your hair, dog. Holy fuck, dude. Oh,
awesome, Ryan.
you are 100%. This is from coming to Huntington, meeting me, and then you were this.
I know.
Look at
Look at the
you.
hair, the glasses, the chops.
I was so happy because I got to like, the industry was so like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, it just gave me like, I was like, fuck you guys. I'm doing it anyways now, because I wasn't worried about getting a factory ride because I was already kind of condemned through the industry. So, but I was still doing good. I was doing better than a lot of guys that had rides, but I was known as a guy that liked to have fun and party. And they didn't think, even though they didn't see me when I was training my balls off, they only saw that I was having fun and thought that's all I was doing. So it was just a bunch of hypocrites in the motocross industry. And it was fun to be a part of this and just going, yeah, screw you guys, because you guys are back behind the scenes too, partying, and you want to be involved in these parties. But McGrath switched from Honda after he won 4 championships. Honda brought in, management, and they told him, hey, we don't care that you just won 4 championships in a row, or actually 6, including the 2 125 championships and a national championship. So 7. And he was renegotiating his contract, and they said, okay, no tattoos, no ear piercings, you got to cut your hair. And he's like, hey, look, I ain't fixing what ain't broke. I'm going to stay to doing what works, and I'm winning. So basically, he switched teams 2 weeks before the season started. Switched to Suzuki on a bike that was really realistically the worst bike there was to ride. And he still lost the championship by only like 2 points, So McGrath was like validated us because he was over there going, look, this is a lifestyle. This is the way we live. We still work our balls off. So we're going to have fun, and that's why, we go to the river. The guys nowadays, they're so jealous of that era because it's really back to that same mentality. If you're not on steroids and working with a trainer and a dietitian and nutrition and a publicist, you're frowned upon. It's bullshit.
Yeah, McGrath legitimized. We did Still Roots with him right after that at that time.
That's a good T-shirt. Legitimized.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, legitimized. I like that.
But yeah, no, those were good times, man. Back in the Emick days and the and I mean Emick kind of got burned on that whole thing. Can you imagine nowadays? Like, oh, you're at the river and you're smoking weed, so you're fucked. Like Emick's whole deal got burnt because he had a. Remember that?
Yeah, and then he went out and won the championship.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, whatever.
No, he actually didn't.
Nowadays, or whatever.
He won the championship after that, right? After
No, he had just won the championship, but he was
won it. Okay.
Yeah, but he was still, he was a contender for a championship. Unfortunately, like almost a year later, when he got on Yamahas, he broke his back, and it pretty much ended his career. That's what happened there. But he bought a bike and went and won the U.S. Open. That was another like screw you guys. See.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he went out and won the Vegas race, and on a bike that he bought, no factory parts or anything. So,
yeah, he was with Fox with Shift.
Yeah, Shift. Yeah, yep. Well, he's he's still with him. He's partners with him. He's been partners with him since that. They stayed with him. That was that was a bad move on Kawasaki's part. That just yeah, it was a bummer.
How's your Cowie right there?
Yeah, that was a good bike, dude.
Emick made the cover of Crusty 1, and that was the first time he was ever in the sand dunes with you, right?
Well, yeah, remember you just got the deal with Thor, so that's like, okay, Thor's on board, so we want a Thor guy on the cover. And so
there's Brian Manley.
Yep. So it was literally like a couple days after the Hangtown National, we drove all the way.
No. I thought it was going to be the double.
That's the Crusty one. That's the double look back jump, but that was one. But Emick, when we went out there in the sand dunes, it was summertime, so it was sketchy because it was flat light, and he'd never been. He'd never been to the sand dunes before.
Dead
So,
guy.
and it was super soft sand because it'd been blowing. There was no tracks or anything. So I found some jumps, and remember we camped out until the afternoon, so it was cooled off a bit and had some shadows. And
there you are, D.
Yep.
Yeah, there's Tommy.
We could probably stop there. We could jump to let's see.
Crusty, funny, cool shit. 650.
Yeah, let's go there.
All right.
That's just going to be wham, bam, bam, funny shit, lifestyle.
Wham, bam, bam.
Wham, bam.
Yeah.
There you go.
There goes D. And Miles, right?
Yeah.
There's
You know,
McGrath going
I got to
badass.
bring up one of the most compelling parts and entertaining parts of your movies is the music. It was so unique and so not mainstream, but just can't wait to hear it again.
You know who's singing this right here is Sean Farmer.
Yeah.
One of our crazy snowboarders.
No, one of
Yeah.
my favorite is his rap. His resume rap for Fall Line Films.
Yeah.
That's so good.
There's Matty Goodman.
Maddie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
and I mean, it was a good era to live. I mean, definitely a
McGrath going big.
Sabo.
That's Sabo
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, that was Kamikaze too.
Yeah.
That was Kamikaze.
Yeah. That's me in the fire.
Hey, you?
I'm gonna jump us forward here to let's see, 1040, Maestro.
1040. All right.
Is that the double look back?
No, it's the 50s. Double look back's coming up.
All right.
The 50s.
This is Emick's house. Yeah, that's at 1040 there.
All righty. Come right up.
Cool.
1040.
Okay.
I'll let you guys talk about this one, Dana and because I was not there.
Backyard of famous motocross star Jeff. Oh, focus, is what I use.
Maestro, we need video.
The speed and the concentration to win.
Oh, we lost the video feed?
You know what's funny about this? This is literally the same week that we went out to the sand dunes and shot that footage with Emig and me. Because there's kids in the background of the kids. I was living in Florida at the time, and I drove back with those guys to come do that, race the national, and then do the filming. So that's like during the week after a national. So you can see obviously there's a race next weekend, but here you got factory rider Denny Stevenson, Jeff Emig, Buddy Antonez, drinking beer and playing on mini bikes with no helmets. So
and you.
Well, I wasn't a factory guy. So I didn't give a shit.
You were there.
No, I was there, but if their bosses would have seen this, they would have shit the bed.
Yeah, I mean,
eventually they saw it.
Yeah, but it was 3 years later. A year later.
This was kind of all about bringing the snowboard influence into the motocross, and I mean that's kind of them letting their hair down on the weekend, and I mean that's what you guys did.
Well, we were doing that anyways. We just didn't videotape it.
Right, exactly. You guys,
it didn't come out in a movie.
No, we didn't have the way to put it out and make it look cool. Music and shooting it, and it's like.
All right, well let it rip. Let the low
Do
race.
Famous motocross star Jeff Emig. Channel and focus, is what I use. To come up with the speed and the concentration to win a prestigious race. That's enough. It's almost like an AMA purse, but not quite as much. $5 for first, $5 for the best takeout move. What's your strategy today? Are you going for the $5 win or the $5 takeout move?
Wouldn't be mad if I didn't go for both.
That's fired up.
Buddy Antonez.
Down and start your engine!
You got Seth in the mix there too.
Yep.
There he goes. It's so funny. There was no dog there. I just added that.
That's me in the middle. I'm squirting him in the face with the water.
Boom! There goes Sethro.
We seem to have a big problem out here at the race. Not really sure what it's about, but it's involving King and
Got
Man.
the takeout.
It's really intense. Family seems to be drunk. I think we need to get him off the track. Excuse me, sir. Please get off the track. You're drunk.
There's a takeout.
No, that was Buddy taking out David Pingree. It was straight armed and just.
And Buddy claims it.
Yeah.
You know how many mini bikes were sold after that? People watching that movie?
We know we can do it. Number one.
You know, it's funny. My dad and his buddies used to have mini bike races in our old shop. It was a small tilt-up building.
Yeah.
And it was after work, so they were beard up and just boots and, shorts. And there was, there carnage. There was holes in the walls and doors, and there was meat from people's elbows and arms on the freaking bench of the vise because we're just taking it. That's like my dad and his buddies were way gnarlier than us. They were brutal. Then they didn't miss a day of work. They just just rub it. We can rub some dirt on it and get back in there.
That's it.
I mean, that literally that's my pops and his buddies were way ahead of us.
No, I remember going with your dad. I rode the hill.
No, I know. And he shut you down. I
always got picked on, Mr. Snowboarder. But
because he wouldn't have picked on you if you didn't open your mouth. As soon as you open your mouth, it's on.
I deserved it, and I took it to the chin as much as I could.
You know who he really messed with a lot was Mark Matson, because they did construction together, and Mark was a shit talker. So there was one time when Richie Cannon and I went up this hill, and it was perfect conditions. Tommy Butler was out there too. He just bought a brand new KX250. He just wheeled it out that day. And anyways, Mark couldn't. I made it up this hill, and it was pretty tricky. And Mark tried it, couldn't make it up, and he was on a 500. And my dad is sitting there, and I just told my dad, I'm like, what to do, and he went up it. His first time. And then he's up at the top of the hill going, hey, Mark, you want me to ride your bike up for you? And that just, and Mark, Mark is Mr. Ego, and he just like, fuck you, old man. But he never made it up that hill. He looped out. He ate shit so many times. We had to pull him off the hill because he was determined to make it before he left there. He never made it.
It sounds about right, man.
And my dad, it was rad because the back of the trucks, Tommy Butler tried it a couple of times, and he ate shit, and his bike's up the hill stuck wide open. Here's a brand new bike, literally got it. Thing stuck wide open upside down, and Butler's way down the hill because he fell, and he's trying to climb up to his brand new bike that's just going to blow up. Matson hauls ass up there, dives on the bike, tries to, shut it off. It not shutting off. So he grabs the spark plug cap and yanks it. And when you do that, that's like an arc welder, man. That guy it's wide open, and you just hear him going, "What? Whoa, shit!" But he saved the motorcycle. And Tommy, when we got back to the truck, he was so tired he couldn't even load his bike up. We had to hold him on his stand, and then he tried rolling the thing up on the thing, and the ramp washed out on him, and he went underneath the tailgate with the bike on top of him. He couldn't get out. He's all, this is the last fucking time I'm going riding with you guys. This sucks.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think Dana still talks to Tommy Butler, by the way.
Yeah, no, I did. I talked to him. I talked to him last week, actually.
Awesome.
Still cruising.
Yeah.
He's still in Mexico. He's still working his factory.
Right on.
But yeah, did we lose some people? We lose everybody else?
Yeah. I just came on and off too. So
he just blinked off. Oh, there's Jason.
I'm still here. I just pop in and out myself. But Free Dog, we lost Free Dog. I'm sending him a text right now.
That's right. You want to wrap it up and come on to another show? You want to try to rip this double look back, and we'll cap it at that?
I'd like to see the double look back if you can find it. I don't know if it was queued up for you.
I think that was on Party Edition, wasn't it?
Yeah. See, you don't have it queued up, so I mean, it's definitely sick, man.
Well, it was at the time. It was just,
Yeah.
honestly, I was just like getting a view because you're up in the air a bit. So it was like I looked back, looked around, looked forward, then oh yeah,
Was that
I'm
in the
still up
dunes?
here.
Was that
Yeah,
in
no, it was one of the famous shots. It
That's
was
probably it. Dumont Dunes. What?
yeah,
Yeah.
Dumont
Yeah,
Dunes. Try that one.
Let's try that. Let's try that. Let me get
Yeah.
that. All right, hang
That
on.
sounds about right, brother.
we
And
we can hear you,
Brian,
but
was that the same jump that Seth?
yeah, that was the thing is like it was big when we did it, and then when you guys went out there, I wasn't with you, and you took Seth out there.
Yeah, he was in the he pinned it. He was in fifth.
Well, yeah, it was like a year later, so the sand dunes are completely different, and it's not the same as when I was. And Seth had never been out there; he didn't have a paddle tire. He wasn't on his bike, and he just said, "Screw it, I'll pin it."
He never rode a 250. He had a 125.
Well, I did. Yeah, well, and he was on his buddy's 250, but
Yeah, he was
he
on
didn't
Woody's bike.
he didn't know the timing, but he just
There you
pinned
go.
it fourth gear wide open on that thing. And
Dumont
if
Dunes.
like a normal person, if I would have done that, it would have broke my back and my femurs, my hip, and it would have killed me. I don't know how he lived through that.
Yeah, Brian, you know that I know it was fucked up because I filmed it, but you know that Seth used to wear glasses in the sand dunes. He used to go by gears, and he's
Yeah, I know. What gear? He'd always ask you that. What gear?
right. So he thought he was in fourth, he was in fifth, but you can't judge in the sand dunes. You can't judge your speed when you don't have a good vision with no trees. I mean,
But he did it anyways.
well, yeah. So that's the behind.
I can't see, but I'm fucking go for it.
Hey, that's the real one right there.
Well, the real one is Dana's up there. Come on, you fucking pussy. We're waiting for you. We're waiting for you. Seth was your slave. And he's like, what? And it's like, what? Okay, I'll be right there. Which direction? Just hurry up. Just do it.
You know what he told me? He said the sand dunes are sick. You can go as big as you wanted to. And he tried to go too big.
Yeah, well, he tested that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I look back at some of this shit and I'm like, man, some of this shit we do or done.
He underjumped a couple times, but it was rare. He usually went way past rather than coming up short.
Yeah, he always did. On a dirt bike, I always came up short. I always hit the wall. I fucking don't make the triples ever. I come up short.
Well, but Seth was used to it. He said when he was a kid, he used to practice jumping out of trees because he was going to be a stuntman. So he was used to those hard landings. It just he was prepared for the ridiculous explosion when he landed.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if we can find your shot.
Well, the sad part about it is the guy that he was riding that bike. That bike was new, and he just destroyed it. It broke the frame, broke the forks, the wheels. I mean, it destroyed that motorcycle.
If you hear Damien in the background, he's like, I've never seen anything like that happen to a bike.
Yeah, because if it usually it was something like that, the person's dead.
It was Woody's bike.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, well, let's play this. Let's see the double look back, one of the infamous double look back.
All right, Dumont Dunes. John, this is in Dumont Dunes, right? The double look back?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's do it. Perfect.
Thank you, Maestro.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
There's Tommy. Just for our viewers out there, this is very close to Las Vegas, out in a place.
What's Death Valley?
Death Valley, yes.
It's right out of Baker, about an hour west of Baker.
Became one of our favorite places to go.
Holy shit, somebody's blowing out. Yeah, I think we got audio. Yeah, so that was back in basically you and Joel were the fucking rock stars in the dunes.
There's Brian.
We met Steve.
This is the jump there.
Yeah, I think this is coming up.
Unless we're in the wrong movie.
No, coming up.
This is all the same session for sure.
Dude, we got some technical difficulties. Bob, what are you doing in there?
Huh? No, I didn't touch my.
Whatever you got, drop it.
You just broke it, Bob. You just broke the shit. Everything broke.
Yeah.
Bubs,
Yeah.
you're fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Pick on
God.
the fat kid. Go ahead. Suck it.
You're hired again.
You're gonna
You're
get a
back.
pay cut.
Man, somebody.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
owe
Bob.
you money.
No benefits, Bub.
No benefits.
Looks like we're having technical difficulties on your shop, Brian. Holy fuck.
That
No
was a
worries.
sick one. Yeah.
Hey, fans, go buy Crusty 1.
Yeah. No shit. Yep.
All right, well,
You can see the double look
We
back,
had
but
a good time
I
on
think
this
we got
one,
it
though.
coming up. Should be right here.
Wild.
This was our best one yet, man. I thought this one flowed really good, Manley. You did really good.
All right, well, next
pretty
time
much
you guys
let
are
you
paying
talk.
me.
Yeah.
okay, hey, Brian, so you're going to build just to let everybody know, you said you were going to go build the track, the infield down at the Mint 400?
Yeah, next week for the next 2 weeks, getting just the whole staging area. I mean, obviously that we don't build the track because it's a 100-mile loop, but
Well, yeah.
within that area right there where the hotels are and the pits and stuff are, we get everything ready for staging and kind of make a motocross type track for the qualifying and staging and all that kind of stuff. So, yep, going to move dirt around out in the desert.
That's one of the most prestigious races. That's badass. And I've jumped your jumps in my truck before. I guess that one you probably built that. But anyways, that was actually the Mint 400. But the Mint 400 in the racing truck world, I mean, that's a big deal. And
yeah, so up until King of Hammers is probably the biggest one there, on the West Coast, other than the Mexican races.
no, if it's bigger than King of Hammers, it's huge. It's a famous race, and it's like to build to take. I've taken the truck off the line out of the infield, and for you to be a part of building that track, I mean, to me, that's pretty impressive. I'm impressed. I was like, damn, fuck, that's sick.
I'm part of a really good crew. We got some elite people that are. It's fun to work with when you work with really, really good skilled guys. I mean, the guys we work with at X Games and stuff. It's just like riding. When you got guys that we raise each other up. And we're all pretty good at what we do. So
hey, Brian, tell us a bit about where you're at now and what you're building and kind of the vision for what you were telling me about.
Well, this place is called Diablo MX Ranch. It's in Brentwood, California. It's about an hour east of San Francisco. And it used to be a motocross track called Sandhill Ranch. And John, the owner of this place, bought it around 9 years ago and put a couple $1 million into it. So he's just made a really, really nice like motocross resort. So I just through some friends of ours hooked up with him and just been working with him on promoting it and moving some dirt around, just adjusting and making a little improvements here and there.
Is there like a website or something that we can?
Well, I mean, he's got a website it's a little older, but it's an Instagram. You can just go to Diablo MX and you'll find it. Diablo MX. Yep. Yep. Cool. Follow us. We got some stuff coming up. We got some races coming up here in about a month and a half.
Perfect.
And Kerry Hart was up here last summer with some friends, and he's on board. He can't believe what an amazing place this is. So
that's great.
Excited about the future, doing some cool stuff out here. So stay tuned.
And it looks like you want us to work with you as well. So whatever Crusty Demons.
Whatever we post up, if you could repost it, and, because it's all dirt bike riders, fans.
Yeah.
Come hang out, bring your kids out. We got mini bike track, we got a flat track, state of the art motocross track.
How far are you from Kelly Slater's wave park?
He's
not that far.
He's about 45 minutes away, an hour away.
Yeah, so you got Kelly's wave park there. You've got the ocean there.
We've got the Delta here. I mean, this place is an amazing. 10 minutes away, it's some of the best water skiing, fishing. It's an amazing place.
Cool.
We'll have to come check it out.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Diablo
All right.
MX.
If you want, we can wrap this up and we can come back to you.
Yeah, I got
another
1%
time.
on
We
my
have a lot
battery.
more.
There you go. Cool.
I got 1% on my battery, so it's
There you
probably
go.
going to shut down anyways.
Yeah.
All
Right
right,
on,
well,
boy.
let's sign off, boys. It's good to talk to you, Manly.
Definitely good to see you, boy.
Build some booters out there for the mint.
Okay, you're gone. Okay, suck it.
See you, Manly.
See you, buddy. It was good seeing you. It's good hearing your voice. See you guys.
So,
Love everyone for watching. Thank you.
Hang on, guys. Bubba, John, stay tuned. Just want a little shout out. 420% RC says, "What's up?"
what's up?
Hey.
420?
Anthony P says, "Thank you guys. The early Crusties changed my life."
That must be Pokeroba. Gotta be Anthony P.
Anthony P.
I saw him today. Yeah. I mean, not him, but online. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Jono
Jono from Australia. He's my
Jono,
boy.
Australia.
Jono
What's up, buddy?
says,
Yeah.
Jono says, "Yo, my brothers. Yo,
Yo.
my brothers."
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll
Jono.
see you in a couple weeks, Jono.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's going down there with Seth.
Yep. We're going to
All
see.
right. Here we go. Here's the sign off little video. Outstanding. Bubba, John, thank you very much. Till next week.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Love
All
you.
right.
All right.
See ya.
So.